Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Robo Celestial here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Was a Saiyan. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, we begin. Deku wakes up on a hospital bed feeling stronger like after the Usj attack. He is with Todoroki and Idia. He asks what happened. They said you were unconscious from transforming, but we stop you from doing that by cutting off your tail. Deku looks at his behind in shock and sees no tail and then asks, did people see me go ape? Todoroki says only a few, but we made up a story about the ape attacking the city to keep you and you safe. Deku asks what's the cover-up. Todoroki replies that we said it was one of the Leagues of Villains Nomias. Kenji Tsurigami says you guys shouldn't have used your quirks back there. Todoroki says the Stain Killer was trying to kill us and there was a big monster destroying the city. What you wanted us to watch the city burn and be destroyed while losing our lives. Kenji Tsurigami says yes, you're right, if it weren't for you guys that would have happened, but next time be careful, okay? Kenji Tsurigami walks out of the room. The next day everyone's back from their internships. Ochoko, knowing the story, asked Deku, Idia, and Todoroki saying, are you guys okay from fighting Stain and that beast? Kirishima says, what happens to your tail? Zero says, yeah, last time we saw you with your tail is before you left for your internship. The monster had a tail to him. Everyone in class 1 is curious to except for and are suspicious on what happened to his tail. Not Bakago, though. He was thinking to himself, I was right, he is a monkey after all. Deku lies and says, oh, while we were fighting the Stain Killer he cut off my tail and licked my blood so I couldn't move, but it will come back. The class believes except for Earjack and stops questioning him. Deku asks, how do you know what happens in the city? Kirishima shows Deku his phone about the situation and says this whole news story is blown up on the news and TV. You guys injured the hero killer so badly that when he tried to escape other heroes found him and arrested him. Before they could ask more, All Might dashes in and shouts, GOODMO ring, your teacher is here now, sit down. All Might says, today we will be doing basic hero training, which is a race. Everyone says in confusion, a race. All Might says yes. Now gear up and follow me towards the field so we can get started. Everyone goes to the field and All Might says you'll be racing against each other on field gamma to test how much you learned at your internships. Your goal is to get around the obstacles and rescue me. All Might says the first group will be Deku, Lita, Zero, Ajiro, and Ashido. When I send the signal you go. Everyone else will stand back and watch until it's your turn. Ajiro says, who you think's going to win? I think it's Deku with his speed and strength. Bakago coughs and says that weakling will get the last, I'm sure of it. Denkai says, yeah, that's true, but Zero is practically made for this obstacle course. Minda says, you're both wrong, Ashido will win because she's athletic. As they all get to their places, All Might sends the signal and they go. Zero, Lita, and Ajiro are getting a good head start until everyone sees a green blur fly by, which makes Zero and Gyro fall, but it's Deku. Bakago sees this in a rage. He thinks to himself, damn it, how can he be that fast? I was playing a pretty boy at my internship while that monkey keeps surpassing me. Deku makes it to All Might in mere seconds with Lita in second, Ajiro in third, Zero in fourth, and Ashido in fifth. All Might says, well done all, you've had greatly improve ever since you started here. To keep this up and prepare for your final exam, which is tomorrow. The next day they do their written exams and then Eraserhead says for them to suit up and follow him. They meet up and Eraserhead says, guess what's for our final exams? Sora says, robots like the entrance exams, right? Eraserhead grins and says no. You will be fighting the teachers of UA in groups of 1 or 2 depending on grades, relationships, and their quirks. Everyone's in shock about this. Momo says, isn't that a little bit overboard? We're no match against the teachers, and why aren't we using robots? Eraserhead replies, the reason why we use robots because it's easier and fewer people complain about getting injuries, but it isn't challenging, the world changing fast with villains and we need to prepare you all. Besides, you've all been in a villain attack once. Eraserhead explains the rules. The teachers will be the villains, which will not hold back, and you guys are the heroes. The goal is to run and find a hero suited better for this villain or capture the teacher with these handcuffs. We will also use weights made by the support course to make us use more energy and stamina. Eraserhead says, I also forgot to mention, if you fail this you won't be able to go to training camp in the woods. This shocks everyone and makes them try their very best. Now let's get the matchup started. Eraserhead reads a list. The Principal versus Denki and Mina. No. 13 versus Yuga and Ochako. Present Mike versus Koji and Kyoka. Ectoplasm versus Fumikage and Tsuyu. Midnight versus Hanta and Minoru. Snipe versus Toru. Cementos versus Rikido and Ijiro, and Power Loader versus Tenya and Mashurao. And finally Deku and Bakago versus All Might. All Might jumps from the sky making a big dust cloud. He says, young Midoriya and Bakago, you better do your best, try to give a good fight, that if you make alive, aha. Bakago isn't shocked. He's thinking to himself that he has to fight as an idol and with the monkey. The principal says first up is Asui and Fumikage, rest of you come up with a plan or watch. Deku says let's make a plan, but Kago says I don't plan with monkeys. Thank you all for sticking around and I hope that you enjoyed. Before you leave, we would just like to let you know that We the Celestials has many other channels for your entertainment and viewing purposes. All the information you'll need is right below here in the description. So feel free to check out all the other incredible projects our team creates. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. That's all for today's video. So goodbye and have a divine day.